Republican lawmakers taking new steps to fix a huge backlog of claims at the Department of Veteran Affairs, the VA. The measures could give the VA secretary the power to fire executives. As of the 8th of February, more than 677,000 cases were pending. About 60% of them considered on backlog because they'd been in the system more than 125 days. Retired Marine Gunnery Sergeant Jesse Jane Duff of Concerned Veterans for America, and welcome here to HQ. So here's the deal. They want to give the VA the power to fire people who aren't doing their jobs. What's wrong with that?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We want the VA to start firing some of these executives that have allowed this mismanagement to perpetuate for many, many years. It takes maybe a month to get on food stamps, a week if it's an emergency. But guess what? It takes an average of 342 days for a veteran's benefits claim to even get addressed. This is ridiculous. We have 31 deaths at VA medical facilities due to a result of mismanagement. They have to be held accountable and fire these people who can't perform well.
Who's going to oppose this in Congress? Does this go through?
This better go through, because unfortunately, though, the VA is opposing this. Why? Because the VA feels that it's going to make it difficult for them to recruit the best and the brightest to work at the VA. I find that argument ludicrous.
So Jesse, your group supports it, right? The American
Absolutely.
Legion, AMVETS, and the Iraq and
Yes.
Afghanistan Veterans of America. Those are some very powerful, strong veterans groups.
Yes, because the backlog is causing deaths. We have 55 veterans dying a day, waiting for their pending benefits claim with the Veterans Administration. They also have given $80,000 in bonuses to one VA official, an executive, over a period of 4 years when there were 4 deaths directly associated with the mismanagement of his facility. They hold no one accountable. You know what they do? They transfer him to another facility. This is not appropriate. Taxpayers should not be paying for inadequate performance in order to have job security. The veterans must come first by the VA.
So do you think Republicans in the House push this forward? And if that's the case, does it pass in the Senate? Would the president sign a measure like this to help the veterans that you described today?
You know what? I will give the president huge bonus points if he signs off on this, but it'll be the first time that government employees are actually going to be held accountable for their job performance. We're talking about 450 executives. There are wonderful VA employees out there. There's over 300,000 that work for the VA who have done their job. But when you have executives that are receiving bonuses, when there's a backlog, when there's deaths under their management, you have to say, wait a minute, if you don't do your job right, you're not doing or performing the mission of the VA. And I expect the president to stand behind this. Our veterans must come first, not the employee's job security or bonus plan.
You make a passion case. Thank you, Jesse Jane Duff, out of Washington today. We'll see where it goes, okay? Thank you very much for making your case today. Thank you, Jesse.